G'day YouTube. Warbles on a lot here. And have you ever heard that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery? Well, what I'm about to do goes beyond imitation. This is closer to being a mirror. Now, because out of my 5,073 subscribers as of this morning, of whom maybe 35 watch every video I upload, and perhaps 150 actually have a look at my notifications and consider having a look at it, watching it. So I'm not talking to a lot of people here. Rugby, as they say, excuse me. This is in fact a malt liquor video. It's a Friday night. These things are 6.9% alcohol. And I'm on my third. So while I'm doing my best, this is not a sober video. Anyway, as I was saying, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and I'm not entirely certain how many of my active subscribers are actually being shown by YouTube the uploads put out by a channel called thejuicemedia, lowercase one word, thejuicemedia. And they put out some beautiful stuff. They're doing a series, they have been for a year or so. I don't know. It's called Australia Honest Government Ad. $21,000 views in 5 hours, so they're doing vastly better than me. But anyway.
Visit Australia, home to shitloads of vanishing wonders. The Great Barrier Reef, press freedom, penalty rates. It's also home to a unique array of poisonous parasites. How good is Australia? Ancient land of mysteries. Like, how the fuck are we gonna tackle the climate emergency with these pricks at the helm? And why are we the shit version of New Zealand? And above all, why did Aussies re-elect a government that's fucking them over? We're not sure either, but here at the Australian government, we believe in miracles, like fake how to vote cards, fake placards, and fake fear campaigns. How good is bullshit? So come on, visit Australia. Thanks to us, each state offers a unique flavour of shit fuckery. WA, where mining companies make billions and pay fuck all taxes. But hey, look at everything they've given back. Quaint ghost towns, unemployment, and a meth epidemic. How good was the mining boom? Just like what's about to happen in Queensland. How good is Adani? Sure, it will kill what's left of the reef and the stacks of jobs it supports, but by the time Queenslanders realise we've sold off their future water and World Heritage sites, we'll be long gone, dickheads. South Australia, full of annoying shit that threatens our fossil fuel-sponsored police state, like their 100% renewable energy target, and bloody Rex Patrick. New South Wales, where nightlife, festivals, and koalas go to die. How good's the sixth mass extinction? Victoria, home to regrettable scourges like deforestation, Transurban, and Eddie Maguire. The NT, last remaining wilderness, which we're about to start fracking the shit out of. Also doubles as a prison for Indigenous kids, a test ground for fascist income control policies, and a home for US spy bases to carry out illegal mass surveillance and drone strikes. How good is colonialism, neoliberalism war? Tasmania, where everyone will escape to when shit hits the fan, and then get killed in a bushfire. And lastly, the ACT. Take a tour of Bullshit HQ, and don't miss the aptly named Museum of Democracy. So what you waiting for? We've saved you a spot on the beach, we've whitened the reef, Scott's fired up the coal furnaces, Joshy's given our mates a fat tax break, and Dutto's finally collected all 6 Infinity Stones. So where the bloody hell are you? Don't say New Zealand with those woke Kiwi cunts. Visit Australia. How good is shit fuckery? Authorised by Tourism New Zealand.
So there you go, and now you know I'm not the only Australian who undercan stumbles that Australians have voted to die. That's why we voted for Scott the moron Morrison's son. The Pentecostal evangelistic Christian who worships at the church of foaming at the mouth and speaking in tongues. The Sydney suburban tourism operator who attended Liberal Party meetings until he was, by default, promoted to become the Prime Minister. The half-assed half-wit who took a lump of coal into Parliament and claimed that it wouldn't get your hands dirty after the coal lobby had spray painted it with varnish and waited for the varnish to dry so it wouldn't get his little lily white hands dirty in Parliament. And we have Scott, the moron son Morrison's coalition government running Australia into the ground during the terminal drought. These half-wits and arseholes have defunded the CSIRO. They don't want there to be any scientists telling the farmers how to grow drought-tolerant crops. Oh, shit, no. It should be user pays. The government and the taxpayer don't want to spend money on science. Science comes up with reasons why we can't push forward development applications. As Barney Baby Joyce, my personal local member of Parliament, said, if you paid any attention to what the climate science and the ecological scientists have to say, you'd never get anything built or done in Australia. Think about that. The official plan of the government of this land, my personal local member of Parliament, is to ignore the science because the people who are running this stuff are so bedazzled by commercial and economic ideology. They don't care about the science because they've calculated how much money they can make by fucking everything ever faster. That's why I recommend that you go and have a look at the Juice Media, subscribe to their channel, watch their videos. Get your head around how fucking bad shit actually really is. We're in an existential crisis that's been brought about by my parents' generation and my generation. I'm 58. I was born in 1961. Eisenhower knew about global warming. The scientists had told him about it. He was worried about it before I was born. My mother was born in 1936. My father was born in 1909. It is my parents' generation and my generation who have fucked the earth, and it is my children's generation who are stuck with trying to fucking live in it. And people wonder why I drink. People wonder why I live in a fucking lawn locker. People wonder why I pay rates on an endangered species sanctuary. 30 years ago, it seemed like a good idea. Global warming is one. I now live in a bushfire fuel bomb. But guess what? I'm really glad I'm living in a lawn locker, because if I'd spent the last 30 years trying to build myself a McMansion out here, all I would have done is increase the size of the losses that I stand to sustain when the firestorm comes racing through. Do you die any more dead when you stand your ground and fight the fire to defend the McMansion than when you stand your ground and fight the fire to defend a fucking lawn locker in the forest? I don't think so. But the amount of time you spend working to earn the money to pay for the McMansion, you would have been better off sitting on your ass on the veranda of the lawn locker and enjoying your life. Suck it up, cupcakes. We're into the end times. Smooth. Real smooth. Warple's on a lot to YouTube. Suck it up, cupcakes. Humanity has fucked the pooch. Ciao.